everyone, welcome back to Random Thoughts, where no thought is.
We are
It's us, your girls, once again, Sunny and
Shali.
Oh my God, we're so happy to be back. I feel like it's been forever.
I know, right?
It's been so long. But thank you so much for keeping up with us. We are so excited to be back. And as usual, we come back with
Banger after banger after banger.
we got you, babes, we got you, friends. It's been, how can I say it? Like we've been
A season of
I don't know the word. I can't find the right words for it. But all in all, I hope you're all doing well. I hope everything is going well on your end. We're also fine. And yeah, today we are here to talk about very interesting things as usual. So I hope you're going to stay tuned in. I hope you're going to watch until the end. You never know, there may be a surprise like at the end. So if you leave now, don't believe me if you miss it. But yes, so we are so excited to be back, and after the break we're going to be talking about one special person that has been a very what do I call him, like a loyal follower of Random Thoughts. That person has been close to our hearts,
a sister
to us, a daughter, a mom, a wife, a very beautiful person that would like to introduce to you. And don't go anywhere. After this break we are going to introduce that person to you.
Welcome back from that short break. Well, like Seni said before the break, we're going to talk about our special person. So I'm going to give Seni the opportunity to lead us in that, in telling us about this special person, because she knows her best. Yes. So Seni, take it away.
Yes, our special person is called Joy. Yes, Joy, Atwidida, Mrs. Tumsime, very amazing sister, amazing
wife, friend.
Yes. Joy passed on about a month ago.
No.
3 weeks.
I think 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, Joy passed on. She succumbed to cancer. She had been sick for a while, but through it all, Joy was amazing. Joy has always been amazing. Just like her name, Joy was always smiling. Why she's so special to us is not only is she a sister, but she supported us through and through. I think every hustle. We went to an episode where I talked about all the hustles that I have done. Okay, most of the hustles that I have done.
And she was there. She was in those hustles.
Joy supported every hustle. If it meant buying from me, she'll buy from me. If she meant supporting me in any way to make my hustle move forward, she will support. And when we started Random Thoughts, Joy was commenting.
And imagine in that season she was in her like treatment to India.
Yes, she was in India getting treatment, but she would make sure she watches every time we post. She'll comment, she'll post the links and make sure that people are watching our show. And I do not take that for granted. Even when she was sick, Joy was always being Joy. She was being happy, she was being loving, she was being
good fighter.
She was so faithful to God. She remained faithful. She was an angel for sure. And why we really thought about giving her a segment of her own on this show, Joy's goal was when she gets better, she wanted to be a guest on Random Thoughts, so that she can tell you guys about herself, tell you about her story, tell you about her journey, her family, and who she really is in general. But since she's not here to do that, we thought it would be best for us to come and tell you all about her life, her journey. And I believe if any of you met Joy, you would have been blessed by the kind of person that she was. And we believe that she's in a better place, and we pray and hope that she's resting in peace. She's resting with the angels smiling upon us. And I hope she loves this segment that we have dedicated to her. So Joy, wherever you are, you don't have to have random thoughts anymore. We believe that your thoughts are straightforward. You're just enjoying your life wherever your next life, wherever you are. And we love you, we miss you, and we are sad that we're not able to have you on the show, but we hope that this really brings you joy and happiness, just like your name. Yes, so that is Joy. Joy has amazing brothers, has amazing babies, has an amazing husband, and has an amazing family. The rest of us are her entire family, and we are very happy to be her family. We were happy to have her in our lives, and for her 27 years, we were very glad to have her in our lives. Yes, so that is Joy. Joy, this is for you. We love you. Continue to rest in peace. We shall be right back.
Welcome back from that break. Well, today's topic, we're definitely diving straight to the what if world.
Yes.
And today's topic is, what if there was no social media? How would our world be? How would we be living in that world? Would it be a suitable world? Because I believe that times there are people who have actually lived in a world where there was no social media. So how did they live? How did they communicate? How did they have that togetherness?
Yes.
So we need to know all about that. So Seni, what do you think? How would a world, how bad would the world be without social media?
I don't think it would be bad. About 30 years ago, 20, there was no social media. Okay, maybe not 30, but let's just say 40 years ago. I don't want to fit myself into the world. I'm not that old, guys. Maybe I'm old, but there was a world when there was no social media. Like all we had was print media,
broadcast media.
Like radios, TVs, newspapers. Like there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok, there was no Facebook. Came about maybe 20 years ago. If I would say, not even 20 years, about 15.
So Seni, if you can help us, for a viewer who doesn't know, someone may be asking, then wasn't that social media? What are you talking about? How can one differentiate social media and those different broadcasts of printing media, those different
I don't know what makes you think that I would be able to define it.
Because you're an expert, you do this thing with technology.
I am not an expert in any way, but just like you said, there is social media, print media, broadcast media.
So there are different types of media.
Yes, it's all media, but just the way it is put out. The broadcast media is your TVs, is your
radios.
Radios, yes, that's where they broadcast over waves. What are they called? Some kind of waves. Go with it. But yes, that's broadcast media. Then there is print media, newspapers, novels, magazines. All those, that is print media. And then social media is your TikTok,
internet,
your YouTube is your so that is social media. So we are looking at the world with social media, because right now social media is leading in terms of any kind of media. Anything concerning what is happening around the world, you will find it on social media. You can't even ask me the last time I read a newspaper. Like, it's that bad. I've not read a newspaper in years. Like, literally. Radio, that one I still listen. TV, yes, we still watch TV. But yes, so it is, social media is leading when it comes to
media.
Yes.
So you believe the world would still be a better place without social media?
Definitely, man. I remember the time when we didn't have social media. Yes, guys, I feel so self-conscious telling you that I lived in a world with no social media. But yes, I remember that time when all we had was radio, and TV.
UTV, was it UTV? A former UBC.
And for us, where we grew up from, you guys in Kampala had so many
TV
channels. Where we came from,
like I think one or two. I don't remember.
We only had two. We actually had one when I was growing up, and then around I think 2004, 2005, around there, we got another TV. NTV. We got NTV. The first one, no, we got WBS.
Yeah.
WBS came first. So we had UTV and WBS. Those were the two. And then the third one came. NTV came about 3 years later after WBS. So we didn't have so many options. But I remember we used to religiously watch those TVs. Like
your life depends on it.
Your life depends.
I remember
on
there
it.
are those movies that we used to have. I don't remember. I used to watch those movies like
the soap operas.
There were soap operas. Then there was also something like, I don't think about crazy. It had some.
They used to have a detective who. There used to be so many movies, but this is the thing. They would repeat those movies over and over, and like you watch the same movie like 10.
Then the animations would watch the
cartoons. Yes,
oh my
cartoons.
God.
Oh my God. It was a life, and we lived that life, and that life was good. We didn't know anything about social media. I saw my first smartphone actually like a tab. I think those huge tabs were the first big things to come, and they came around 2009, 2010, around there.
Well, so in those moments without social media, how did people share these moments? How did they live? How did they connect with friends, family? How were they able to do all this without social media? Because there is always social media also. When we look at the positive side, it tends to bring you together regardless somehow. Yes, so how did these people
But you see, social media is not like a negative thing. Like it's not like
definitely.
a bad thing to have, just that we abuse it.
Yes.
But definitely back in the day, people, number one, people shared moments through actually being there in person. These days, people just put things on phone and they're like, oh, congratulations, and you move on. But back then, people would go there and share actual moments physically, and take pictures and put in albums. You come and visit, and you're going to see the moments in albums. People used to stay informed through radios, through TVs, through newspapers. Back in the day, people used to write. And actually, even if it's not like in the actual newspaper you see now, people would just write letters and put on a horse or put on in the mouth of a bird. And it flies to that person.
In a bird?
Yeah. And you don't know that birds deliver messages.
I used to hear birds deliver
messages. Where do you think Twitter birds came from? Like a bird on Twitter. It just flies there. But yes, people used to connect in so many different ways. Just that when social media came, just made all of us lazy. That's all I can say. Because right now, it's so easy for me to just go on social media. Oh, I'm getting married. Okay. Then people send me money, people don't come. People see my pictures on social media. Oh, congratulations, done. And we move on with our lives.
Another life.
Yes. I don't need to be there to witness you getting married.
So it was definitely, it was it, do you believe it was easier then, or it's easier still now with social media?
That's a very interesting thing. Was it easier then, or is it easier now?
Without social media and then with social media?
It depends on which, on what, in what category, on what level, on what, because to some extent, things are easier to do with social media, because all you need to do is just pull out your phone, look at it, you know,
gives you all the information you need to know.
Everything is there. We are renewing national IDs. It's there. They don't have to first
the procedure is
they don't have to send here thee. Hey, electoral commission is renewed. They don't have to do that. You don't send out someone screaming in the road. So you just pull out your phone and you're like, so yeah, we can go renew our national IDs. You get But also back then, you know, people would reach people, like they would go to people's homes and they're like,
and inform
inform them.
I was saying, sorry to cut you short, when I was saying some Nigerian, if you have seen some Nigerian movies of those days, they used to, their communication of like kingdoms, they go banging, the man goes banging the drum, informing, neighbors, the king was to. So I believe through that, they were able to get informed one way or the other. But they would end up gathering physically, which is easier.
As humans, we are always creative. Whatever we want to do, also we always find a way. That's the thing. Social media has not. It's not like it has. It has. I don't know how I can say it, but it's just another way of evolving as humans. We have evolved through social media, but back then things were still as easy. And actually, if you ask me, our lives were much easier
without social media. So we see without social media, people still lived, they shared those beautiful moments, they were able to create memories, they were able to connect physically, talk to friends, relationships still existed regardless of social media now. So going straight to our other part is we are going to look at the impact of social media today. What are the cons, what are the pros, what are the positives, the negatives of social media? Are we using it right? Are we abusing it? And if we are abusing it, what are the consequences of us abusing it? Yes, and what are some of the positives that we have seen with social media?
People are using social media for good things these days, by the way. People are being creative on social media. If you see TikToks,
content creators
are doing great work.
I know.
Yes, we are talking about us people, us bringing you content on content. But yes, people are using social media well. People are earning from it. This is what people do for a living. People come talk, people come act for you some things. People come and show you their lives in
people are making you laugh day in, day out.
And people make money. So if you ask me, people are actually working smart. They're more smart than hard. And it's not a bad thing. You would say people are finding community in social media. Back in the day, we used to have pen pals. Used to write to someone on a paper, write them a letter.
Pen pals, and those for us it was more of Bazungu writing to you, and also you write to Bazungu, more of that.
Yeah, I think in Uganda we used to have more white pen pals than actual pen pals in our country, but it was still okay to have a pen pal.
A black one.
Pen pals were like a thing. That's how people used to make friends. Like how you would build a community from near and far. These days, you make your community over social media. Yes, all your followers, apparently they are your friend. Why am I saying as if we don't? You are our friends, not apparently. Scratch that out of what I said. You are not our friend.
Our besties.
Apparently is in quotes. And we love you, by the way. Yeah, you are friends. But people really really connect with people over social media. They make friends. Make relationships over social media. People find boyfriends and girlfriends.
Online dating.
So yes, that's a community for you.
But sometimes I think it's a scam though. It has its pros, but since we are speaking of the positives, online dating, people have they have come out with the wonderful mates. I've seen couples on Instagram, people who met through Instagram, people who
and they married. They are married now. It can be used for good and for evil. You just have to be smart about it. Also, the other thing that the other impact that social media is giving is raising awareness towards different causes. People who are sick, they need money. People can come up, talk about those sicknesses,
mental
or collect
health.
money, mental health awarenesses, HIV awarenesses, different diseases, different things. What is happening in other countries? Wars, people who are dying, people who are starving. People use social media to actually change people's lives. Yes, so it is one of the beautiful things that you can get on social media. And the other thing is that, like we said earlier, people using it as being creative. People are they are using it as career opportunities. People are now studying social media courses. Yes, to go and, you know, when you go to a workplace, people are, back then we used to use actual human public relation officers. Not that they're not still there anymore, they're there, but now they're hiring more social media personnel and PR personnel. So it's really you just go with what works best for you. But yes, social media can be used for a lot of good, a lot. Yeah, but there are also negative bits of it.
Yeah.
There.
If we used wrong, it can just really tarnish you. True. Because you see also that the challenge with if we have to go to the negatives of social media, if used wrong, people have used it in a way that it's trying to make people compare their lives.
True.
People are comparing their lives with other people on social media and not knowing what's happening in the background. Yes, what you see, it may not be what you'd want to happen in your life. A friend of mine told me a story about some what she read on social media, that this girl was there were two friends on at a workstation. Okay. So this one friend always would be like dropped by the boyfriend, the husband. Whenever she comes within at their workplace, she's dropped by the husband. Not only that, the husband goes, opens the door. When he opens the door for her, you know, he's always seeing, like, for some reason they would always come at the same time. So this one witnesses is like, name my husband, na yachu semu. So she goes home, she tells her husband, my husband, let's call the other girl that they're opening for the door, Josephine. Panag, can't you see what the Josephine's husband is doing? Can't you be a gentleman? Right now. Can't you be a gentleman and open the door? So this girl tries to tell the husband. The husband is like, what's wrong with my wife? So the next day she goes, she talks to Josephine, the one they opened for. The what? The door. So she says, hey Josephine, banango chukolotia. Why is it that for your husband is always opening for you the door? What have you talked to your man? What do you do that I need to do for my husband to open for me the door? So this girl tells him, Nange, it's not what you think. It's the reason he opens for me the door. It's the door. It's because this door is broken. So because the door is broken, I can't open it myself. He has to help me and open it. So imagine you're comparing yourself with things that you don't know about. True. Because social media, we tend to oversee things and want to fit in those
PS
circumstances.
I do want my husband to open the car door for me. That's how it does work. But yes, it's really not. We want to live our lives on social media, and some of those lives are not the
what
real thing. Yes. So you get into a depression. You know, my life is not like the other person's. My life is not going there. So I think that is the one. It's really one of the biggest negative impacts on young people today. We want to compete through, you know, what you think people doing on social media. You want to live a life of people steal so that they can keep up a life on social media. People have to do extreme things. It's kind of funny.
Well, so social media gives you an addiction of validation. People have, because of comparing themselves with other people, they tend to want to be validated, and which becomes problematic at the end of the day. So we also have negative issues like body shaming, cyberbullying. People have used social media for the wrong reasons. They bully people. There's a lady I saw that actually killed herself because she was
South Africa, I think.
Yes, because she was body shamed. She committed suicide because she was fat. People used to, and I think she was like a TikToker or something like that.
Yeah, she was a TikToker.
Yes, so she was body shamed, and those are the impacts people tend to cause to other people without knowing that they're abusing social media.
It really just goes back to beg that question of what if social media didn't exist? Would it really be? I actually really wonder, like, would it really be easier? Would this time and era be easier? Because we've already looked at the good bits of social media, but we've also looked at the bad ones, and we don't know. I can't really say what outweighs the other, but I guess it just depends on you as a person. how is it treating you? I'm going to speak for myself. How is it treating me? How am I around social media? Am I experiencing more negative bits of it than the good ones? Am I experiencing? So it really comes back. What if,
personal level.
yes. What if it didn't exist? What would it look like? Would I feel much freer? Like I don't have to do
something because you're relying on validation.
Yes, I don't have to wake up and put up my phone there and I start to get ready with me, start the day with me. Like, I mean, imagine I don't have to do that. Look, I really don't have to do that. But I really don't have
your
to
life
do
depending on likes and comments.
Exactly, it comes back to that. You know, I want to get that validation of, oh my God, your life, you know what? I believe my life would be easier. Like, I'm not someone who can say that it drives me, like if I don't do it, my life will come to an end or something like that. But it is still there. You get it's still there. You want to do a social media video, you want to do, so you find you're actually doing more work for yourself than you actually need to do for your life. So it makes me feel like things were we just get up and get dressed and get out of the house and go. But now I get dressed and put on and I'm like, how do I go the day without people seeing my outfit?
Get ready with me.
Instagram, and you know, I want you guys to see my outfit. Definitely, I put in so much work in it and effort in it. I want you to see it. Yeah. So, Charlotte, I don't know for you what you think. What does your mind wander in that way? Where does it wander to when you think of social media, a life without social media?
I think I'm one person who believes whether or without social media, I would still live. Like I would be confident because I'm one person that's even with my phone. You know that I'm not that social media kind of girl. So with or without it, I believe I would still live. I would still be confident. So like Sandy said, it's still personal. It's a personal level. There are people who really cannot live without it. It's like their life. It's in their blood, if I can say. If DNA tested, it would say social media. Yes. But and there are actually other people who just whether with or without it. So I believe at the end of the day, it's just a measure of personal level. What works for you, what does not work for you.
I wonder what other kind of validations would we look for other than likes and shares on social media? What we have now, where would we look for that kind of validation?
If not social media?
Yes. Because I do believe as human beings we want to be validated in one way or the other. Social media just made it so that you don't have to speak to people. You just have to put your picture there and people will like it and share it and make you feel loved and appreciated. And in a world without social media, what would it be like?
I think such validation would definitely go back to our relationships with like physically our parents, our loved ones, our husbands, our relationships with our friends. So I believe if we groom or they were perfect and not toxic relationships, they would not even be looking for validation on social media. So I believe some people go to that because it's like an end resolution from all that is going on in their relationships, and then they use it like a defense at the end of the day or something like that.
So we would go to the validation. Would get the validation from other people, like in person, like someone reaching out and is like, oh, you're doing well, I heard you're doing this, I heard you're building this, you're doing so well, congratulations. You get validation directly from a person.
Physically.
Okay, that's really good. Imagine a world where people actually approach you. And it actually always feels different when someone approaches you in person. It's like, oh my God, you're smart. It always feels different than where I'm going through social media and I'm like, oh, I know Charlotte, let me just leave her like.
I remember how I was telling you that story of the girl whom we met at Joy's burial. So the girl keeps on looking at me. The girl is looking at me. I'm eating food. I'm like, have we met before somewhere? What did we do? So later on, she comes close up and she's like, oh, hi, hello, thank you guys for inspiring us at Random Post. I'm like, what?
That's amazing.
So imagine it was a physical validation at the end of the day.
And I'm sure you felt good.
Of course I felt good because I was like, really? Like, I mean, is it that deep?
Is it? Are you guys really watching?
Guys, you're watching.
Oh, you didn't even get the girl's name, did you?
I definitely will. I told her to comment.
But to that girl, we love you. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, Charlotte is just weird. But yeah, you're amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We love you guys. We thank you for validating us on and off screen. Yeah, just someone approaching you like that.
Yeah.
It must have felt good.
Of course it was
And
good.
it pushes her to come back to random thoughts.
Give you more and more and more.
And blah 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 non-stop. But yes, that's a kind of validation we would have in a world without social media. But it's still amazing that even with social media, someone can approach you and tell you, oh my God, thank you so much for doing this for us. We see you. We appreciate you making our lives better. You're making us better. And you're inspiring us in one way or the other. I like that.
Because it's easier.
It's easier. I believe that's genuine. Yes. I believe that's absolutely genuine because personally, I have met so many people that I've seen on social media. And if you've not had any single impact on me, even if I've seen you, I'm not going to meet you and fangirl you, no. But for people that I know, that I once met Dr. Solomon, Dr. Solo on TikTok. And Dr. Solo makes me laugh. Like, wherever I find a Dr. Solo video, I'll watch it. And when I landed on him somewhere, and I was like, oh my God, I found girl to a guy. I found girl to a guy, and he's as interesting in videos as he is in person. He was really accommodating. He made me laugh even in person. He made jokes. It was really interesting. So yeah, life, even with social media, we can make that different impact of just likes and shares, but in person approaches and validations where you just speak to a person. We also beg the question of, we know the people that are mostly thriving on social media are Gen Z. Am I wrong?
No.
Gen Z is really thriving on social media, and I believe Gen Z has lived in a world of social media. I don't think they know much
of a life
without social media. They were probably not born in social. They were born in social media. No, probably not. I don't think they were born in a time of social media, but by the time they grew up to know life, to understand life, the internet was already there, social media, smartphones, everything was already there. So they're the ones that have really built a life on social media. But we come back to the question of, would they be more confident or less confident without social media? What would their lives look like? Would they know all about what we're talking about, validating people in person? Would they know about working hard, not smart, working hard and not smarter? Would they know about real relationships, in-person relationships, other than the friends, the followers they have on social media? There are so many things that I can try and wonder in my mind. If you are a Gen Z, please leave a
comment section.
Tell us if you thought about it in your mind. If they took away your phone, they took away your smartphone, they removed their internet, what would your life look like?
How would you live?
How would you live? Would you be confident enough to make friends away from the followers that you have? Would you be confident enough to actually go and interview for a job and get it and work hard and work and sweat and hustle? Yeah, you can let us know in the comments
section. Well, yes. Wow. There is a lot to talk about social media. It's a lot. It's huge. It's so much, because I feel like we have just pinched. We've just pinched our castle on social media. Yes.
We've really done something small. I would think we would come back and actually broaden the conversation. Yeah.
So guys, feel free to hit our comment section on our different channels on social media. We have TikTok, we have YouTube, we have Instagram. Guys, hit us with those likes, those comments, share with us. Feel free to share with us different topics we can also talk about, which guests we can host when the time comes, so that we can also have share a heart-to-heart conversation with you guys. Thank you so much for loving us. Thank you for sharing our videos. Thank you for liking. Guys, you have followed us. You have been consistent. We cannot take it for granted. So we love you because of this social media. You guys, you have been our diehards.
Yes, that's very true.
Yes. So we wish you an amazing week. Be blessed. And as usual, with your hosts, Shali and
Sunny.
bye-bye.